Alright, good morning ladies. I'm doing this. I am not showing my face because I just got up and I'm still drinking my coffee. Here's the babies and here's the bigger ones. I don't have as much under the lights this year as I have because last year I kind of got carried away and thought that I needed to sprout plants for everyone and their brother, and I was giving them away. But this year I don't know. I got lazy. And one of my lights I don't really like. These are the grow lights I use. This one I got at a, what's it called? Can't see. Enviro Grow, horticulture lighting. I got it at one of those hydroponic stores, and it was like $75. But it's pretty bright, and it works really good. This is another one that I got. What's it called? Sunlight Supply. Sunblaze. I don't know where I got that one. Online or something, but they're really, really bright, and that's what you need. These guys are farther away from the light because they're bigger. These are closer to the light because they're smaller, and they need to be that way, otherwise they'll end up getting leggy. Some things can recover from being leggy, and some plants never will recover from being leggy. So just, trial and error on that one. These are my tomato plants. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm in my room. I have a sliding door. Isn't that cool? Here's where I do nails. I'm going to be doing them soon. I got to do this quick because she's going to get here any minute. There's my computer where I sit and talk to you gals. This is our craft table. We do a lot of sewing, beading, making of messes, really, actually. And so I'm going to show you what I do here. Hey, Karen, did you see what Laura got me? Look at this cup. Outlander Obsessinock. Follow me through the stones. Is that the coolest thing? Ladies, if you've not watched Outlander, please run to Get Stars if you haven't already. Figure out a way to watch season 1 because season 2 is starting April 4th, I believe, and oh my gosh, you will thank me. That's all I have to say. Can you see my hand? Yeah, you can. This is the worst video in the history of mankind, but you know what? Hey, you're gonna get the point, I hope. Anyway, you have to have lights. If you try to do this in a bright window, even though this isn't a bright window, it looks kind of dark in this video, but it's not. It's pretty bright in here. It just isn't going to work. Yeah, they'll sprout like that, but they will not have enough light. I don't care. And then if you try to do it outside, the temperature fluctuation, especially right now, is just going to be too much for them. I know it really has only been getting like in the 50s at night, but even for these little babies, they don't like it. Seeds like to be around 75 to sprout, which it is in the day. But first of all, they don't want to be in the sun. You cannot put these baby seedlings directly in the sun. You'll fry them. Most everybody knew that. I just thought I'd tell you anyway. All right, so I usually put 3 seeds per cell. 1 for me, 1 to not come up, and 1 for kicks. I don't know. This is a number I came up with. And I love it when all 3 always come up. And that won't happen. 3 won't always come up. Sometimes 1 doesn't come up. And you know what? You didn't do anything wrong. Well, maybe you did. But generally, nature has her own ideas. So like I told my sister a long time ago, who's a little bit of a perfectionist, which is a good thing, Karen, really. I wish I was. I'd get more done. But I'm not. She'd get all sad and get discouraged when things wouldn't come up. And I'd just tell her, you can't take responsibility for Mother Nature. She's got her own ideas, and it isn't necessarily, you can't take credit for it. You can't take credit for when they do sprout. You can't take credit for when they don't sprout, because nature's just going to do what nature's going to do. And, you can be there to witness it. You can take credit for it if you want. There's some stuff that we have control over, but for the most part, seeds, yeah, pretty much they're just going to do what they're going to do. And yeah, you could screw it up. You could, get them too wet and rot the seeds. You can not water them enough. You can bury them too deep. You can, I don't know. There's things you could do to mess it up, but you're not going to do any of that. Another thing I like to put in my potting mix is vermiculite. They didn't have any. I think they stopped carrying it at the store that I go to, which is sad. So this had perlite in it, so I just kind of went with that. But I don't like perlite because it's all these big old chunky things that float to the top, and it bugs me. It's like you got styrofoam in your potting mix, and I don't like that. So I don't water them with a watering can right off the bat, I put a little soil on top, and they want to be buried about as big as the seed is. So those were a little bit bigger seeds, kind of about the size of a beet seed, if you've ever seen that. Whereas like tomato and pepper seeds are like minuscule, and a lot of other seeds are really small, in which case they only just need to lightly be covered. But they'll find their way out. I mean, you don't want to bury them too deep, cram them down there. But so then I just spray them, and that's so that the seeds don't just get all washed out when you dump this big thing of water in it, which will happen. So, and then I always label it, because you think you're going to remember what this seed is, and believe me, you're not going to. And then it's going to be surprise seeds, which are fun. But and then you know, you want to fill up your whole little tray. I just did one now because you don't need to watch me do that. The other thing I like to do to increase the germination is cover it. Now, some people use heat mats, and I think those would work fantastic. I've used an old heating pad once and just put it on real low, and that did make them speed up and sprout a lot faster. But it's pretty warm here. Like in the day, it's been in like the high 60s, low 70s. At night, it gets no more down to 50 or something. I know. Sorry, you snow people. This is the way we have it here. But I like to put this little thing on there, this piece of plastic, and sometimes it'll get steamy, and it just kind of helps keep the moisture in and the heat in, and that seems to help. It's kind of a little. And sometimes I do leave them under the lights just for heat, because it is a little bit warmer under here. But you know, they don't need it. And then I do. They should sprout. Yeah, everything's different as far as it sprouts. Some will sprout in a couple of days. Some will sprout in a couple of weeks. It's weird. But then after they get, well, technically they say after they get their second set of true leaves, like these are. But you know, pretty soon, even when they're this big, I do it sometimes. Then I will put like a little powdered fertilizer. Oh gosh, is it 10 o'clock? Is my 10 o'clock nail client here? Yes, ma'am. And she's always 10 minutes early. Anyway, just keep them watered and keep them, but not too wet. But, you know, a little bit kind of damp. And she's here, so I'm going to have to go. But that's it. I'll do some more later. Okay. I'll do some more later, but that's the basics of it. You know, again, my biggest thing is you need to have the light. Some kind of light. It doesn't have to be a big $75 thing. It can be just a fixture, one of those clamp kind of lights people use in garages, those silver things, with the right kind of bulb in it, clamped, pointing down on your plant. That works fine too, whatever. But they do like, they really need a light to do it properly. Unless you're just going to, you know, wait till spring and direct seed everything. Some stuff I do direct seed, by the way. My onions, excuse me, not my onions, my beans, peas if I do them, which I didn't do this year, corn, carrots, all that stuff gets direct seeded, and because it just does better like that. I have done beans in these things, but they do so well by themselves, direct seeding, that I just don't even bother. I just put them in the ground and those babies come up. So anyway, that's that. Look at my milkweed. I have a passion for milkweed and butterflies, and you guys, probably some of you have seen my butterfly video where I hatched a little caterpillar, and she opened on my kitchen table. It was so exciting. So I'm going to do it again, and I'm growing a lot of milkweed. So anyway, that's that. I'm going to make a list of the seeds because I really think that we should start trading seeds, because I have a lot, you guys have a lot, and when you have a pack of 30 seeds, as you know, you really only need like 5 tomato seeds, because then you're going to get tomatoes, and then you've got seeds for the rest of your life. So we don't need to be buying things. I think Ilana said she just bought something that I have. I would have loved to give you. However, I did send some bean seeds to my sister. Note to self, they get crushed in the mail process. So they have to have a padded envelope for those. And if you say hand cancel, evidently they charge you more. So you have to add extra postage for that. If they even really do it. I don't know. Anyway, morning. I gotta go do nails. Have fun. By the way, go watch Outlander. It's killer.